when I came back, where I thought to go just check Twitter for like 2 minutes, right, and then go for a quick shave. And then I see my feed blown up about a railway disaster by Norfolk Southern in East Palestine, Ohio, and yeah, I got a lot of brain rot from it. I got a lot of brain rot. I hate. It's just maddening by the amount of people who keep commenting about the situation or come up with conspiracies about it. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? You're. What are you smoking? Seriously, what are you smoking? I'm just like, oh my god, it's. I'm like, it's pissed. I'm pissed off. I'm beyond belief pissed off. I'm beyond belief like, what the hell? Like, I'm speechless by the amount of things that people are saying about the disaster, and they're talking about the asses. They're talking about their asses. Like, seriously. First things first, okay? There's three things I want to talk about, or at least have in my mind I want to talk about, right? Number one, air brakes. Westinghouse air brakes and the likes of it are Civil War era stuff, but everyone uses it. Everyone uses it. This is the technology that has lasted for decades, that has been proven to be safe and works. And so I'm like, what? It's like, okay, you got technology that's, decades old. Okay. Okay, like, keep going. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Tell me what's wrong with using technology from this time period. Seriously, tell me. How old is a bicycle? When was a bicycle invented? Why do we have bicycle accidents? And we're not complaining about the air brakes of the bicycles, or we're not complaining about the design of the bicycles. Like, how, like, really? Are we really gonna talk about this? Are we really gonna be talking about this? Why? 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 Seriously, why? Oh my god. Oh my god. My god. Twitter has to be aggravated. It has to be absolutely aggravated. Why am I not surprised? Why am I surprised? I like I'm done with Twitter for today. I'm done with Twitter for tonight. And like, it all blew up today, despite the fact that happened like a week ago. Like, okay, come on now. Come on, people. Come on. Move along. Move along. Oh. I have the stupid cough. I have the stupid cough as well. Oh, man. Maddening. Absolutely maddening. Number two, this whole thing that this is a government conspiracy. Come on now. It's Norfolk Southern, NSC. This is not a government owned train. This is not even government owned rail tracks. People are like, oh yeah, it could have been done by the government because, they could have fucked up with the tracks. Like, no, bitch. No. Norfolk Southern owns those rail lines. That's their shit. That's not government jurisdiction. And if it is, okay, maybe, but it's not. Okay? This is not the highway. Highways are definitely owned by the government, but not the rail lines. There are very few rail lines in this country that are owned by the company. And that's not one of them. That is definitely not one of them. You have no idea how few rail lines are owned by the government, okay? Let alone even operated by them. Majority of it is privately owned, okay? Union Pacific, Norfolk Southern, BNSF, Canadian National, Canadian Pacific, they're the ones that own the rail lines. And they're companies. They're private companies and they're for profit. They're the ones who operate it. They're the ones who own it. They're the ones who have to maintain it. Government does not have the jurisdiction to maintain, repair, whatever with those rail tracks. They cannot do that. That's up to the company. Number three, safety. All right, safety. Norfolk Southern has been found out that they were skimping on safety regulations. They labeled that train as non-hazmat, despite the fact that there were chemicals on it. Okay, I tweeted out that it probably wasn't back when I first saw it, like an hour ago, 2 hours ago, when someone posted a picture of it without seeing all like the chemicals and flames burning and shit. Like, okay, yeah, it is confirmed that they are chemicals, right? But the photo just didn't look like it because, again, they're tankers. They're tankers. Not all tankers carry chemicals, but this one ended up being one. And so the hazard that came from this is like you can't write off chemicals as non-hazmat, especially this type of shit. VC, the short term that they were using was VC for that. And like, oh my god, are you joking? Are you joking? You shouldn't be like, companies should not be writing off hazards as non-safe, as like something that shouldn't be treated properly. This is what happens when you don't follow safety precautions. Sometimes they do write it off and we probably won't even find out. But this is the risk that comes with that. And companies need to understand that this is what happens. This is not the first time either, okay? You understand this is not the first time either. This is perhaps, I think, the second time, maybe third time, that Norfolk Southern has done this type of shit in the past 2 decades, since 2000. This is like the second or third time. All right, you gotta understand that this is not the first time, buddy. This is not the first time, guys. They've done this shit before, and it's maddening, absolutely maddening. This is also not the only derailment that's happened in the past week either. Union Pacific also had a derailment, but thank God they were just boxcars. Thank God got the boxcars, okay? Bi-level boxcars, sure, but boxcars nonetheless. Therefore, they weren't actually having chemicals. They were just, standard, whatever it is inside the box, Hopefully it's not, like glass or something, because then rest in peace to the glass. That shit's gone, But this, it's it's bad, okay? You understand it's bad, but it is not Chernobyl, all right? We're not talking about some incident that is going to absolutely destroy the world, or absolutely destroy the region. That we will see side effects for sure, and we will have to deal with whatever comes. Norfolk Southern should be paying for that shit, okay? We, or like whoever's living in that region, shouldn't be paying the price for that incident. That's the incident and the fault of the company. Got it? Got it. Okay. I want to make that clear too. But like, there are a lot of conspiracies out there claiming that this is done by the government, that this is some wacky conspiracy, some shadowy government entity is trying to destroy the country. And it's like, really now? Really? You're really gonna go? Are we really gonna go this route? Are we really going to do that? Please don't do that. Come on now. I've had enough about that for the next decade, okay? I've heard enough. And oh my god. It's like, thank you. I didn't shave yet, okay? I didn't shave yet, so I need to do that. And my throat's been kind of rough lately. That's why my voice kind of sounds like shit, okay? No, not yet. Not yet. Maybe when I get older. When I get older, I will, but not now. All right. This is going. This is going by the end of the stream. I want to just, like, I need to really just unload all the junk that I've been. No. Shush. Enough. Enough of that, bro. Enough. No, I am not going that route. No. Like, man. I uploaded a video earlier too. I thought this was gonna be fine, but no, I just really have to talk about it. Man, like, the need to unload this is just insane. It's bad. A lot of people really believe that this is some undercover thing to cover up a balloon. Are you shitting me? You think, really now? If a balloon is gonna start raising questions, you think this isn't going to? Are you serious? That's not adding up. That's a conspiracy. That just doesn't add up. And it's like, what the fuck? What is going on in your head to to get this type of train of thought? Actually, I don't even have to ask. I know myself. You know, I went through that phase. I went through that phase too when I was younger, but I'm an adult now. You know what I mean? I'm not like some edgy cringe teenager who thinks dumb shit like that. You know, but it's like when you're seeing people like 30, 40 years old who are saying it, it's kind of like, man, can you just like get off the internet, man? Turkestan Islamic Party. It already exists. I thought, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure it exists. But as I was saying, it's like, what the hell, you know? I'm speechless. I really am. Like, what can I say about them? The breaks. Like, there were people who talking about the breaks. People are talking about the couplings. People are talking about like all this junk, and I'm like, bro, what are you on? Like, what are you on? Seriously, we use this technology still, and it's been proven effective. You know what's not proven effective? When it's not maintained. When they skimp out on maintenance, when they skimp out on making sure things are actually in working order, and when they skimp out on regulation. This is what happens. And people can't put two and two together. Like, what the. What? Ooh, yeah. Man. No, no, no. Stop. No, 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 no. No. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Enough of that. No. I'm not being that. Mm-mm. I have no intention to convert either. I have no intention. I'm sorry. I have no intention, man. Yeah. The fact that that sounds like a realistic name is just like, wow. Just absolutely wow. I'm not gonna go by that. Yes, the Chinese balloon also happened. And people are saying that's so Chinese spy balloon went over the U.S. and they spent like 2 days to figure out whether they want to shoot it down or not. Like, really, just shoot it down, get it over with. If it's not a spy balloon, it's not a spy balloon. Okay, move on. And then let the military decide. Like, okay, what do you want to do? People are saying, oh yeah, they sent the spy balloon. Now we need to use force and send our soldiers to go fuck them up. You know what I mean? For in response, like, are you really gonna warhawk over dumb shit? Really? No one died. Let's not be the first ones to shoot, please. Like, please, not be the ones. I feel like that should be, a no-brainer. But then again, I was there before. I was in that position before years ago, and it's like, the amount of military power that the United States can wield is immense, but it's also a waste. I'm from the South. I'm from the South. So yeah. Um, I mean, closest thing is Hong Kong. Okay, let's go with that. Hong Kong. Okay. I need a tissue. Ah, man. I need to like start doing these more often again. I've I haven't done one like a true like consistently doing these since Kiev last year. I kind of miss these, just to like run the reel or run the thing, and just let it happen. Just let it happen. These are nice talks, and I'm enjoying. Again, it's helping me. It's also helping me unload about all this. It's like there are a lot of things wrong with the railway industry. Yeah, Guangdong, yeah. Guangdong Mansoy. Man, I mean, both are technically right. It just depends on if you're using the Weijia, not Weijia, Yellow romanization or the Yuping. I think at least. So I mean, you're not wrong, but like, it's fine. Don't worry about that. But like, okay, so railway, you ping first, Yale second. I mean that depends who you ask. To be honest, Yale is more popular among uh diaspora. Yuping I think I know is more favorable in Hong Kong itself. Um, so if you guys are not aware, there's this thing called PSR, which lacks precision, is not railroading, and is not even a schedule. It's also precision railroad scheduling. It lacks everything in the name. And this is the way that rail companies operate. So the way that you can have your rail company, right, is if you have several trains that are going in the same direction, right, and you send the first train in, you can basically find a way to skimp out on crews. If you have like, I mean, I'm not the best to explain it. I think what's it called? Well, there's your problem. Can explain it better, but I'll do my best, right? You got four crews, okay? You got four crews. So you have a train going one direction, another going the other, back and forth, right? Send one train in, right? If that train just sits there. Next train comes in, then you send the next one out, back out. Save the whole crew right there. One goes in, instead of sending that train back, right, with another crew, you keep it there. Wait for the next train to come in, and then combine the two, send it back over. No, I see. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean by that. Um, I think when it comes to, you know, Cantonese, I do better with the characters. I usually do better with characters. So, again, with the PSR, right? You have this concept where your trains are able to be longer, but you're skimping on the crews, right? And you can have crews just sitting there and do nothing, absolutely nothing for their shift, and it's just it leads to delays. You gotta understand, there are delays to the goods being shipped, and this affects the economy. When people ask, always wondering, why isn't this in stock? Why didn't this come in, right? It's usually within the transportation that this is happening. No. Oh my god. Oh my god. Again, you it's like a lot of it has to do with transportation. And transportation, that's the blood of the economy. It's not money, it's not finances, it's not currency, it's transportation. If your goods cannot be shipped, then you can't be operating. How can you sell your goods if you can't even get to the customer, right? How can you produce goods if the raw resource can't even get to the factory? And how can the consumer even get to the goods if they have no way going from home to wherever the goods are located? That's the basics of the economy. Yes, it's all about logistics. Exactly, Macbeth. And the worst part is that the way that the rail companies are acting right now is that they're really screwing it up. They're causing all the delays with the PSR, which, as I mentioned before, is the precision railroad scheduling, right? And they have really poor labor practices. Like, you have to understand the way that the labor is being treated in the railway industry. And if all right, so everyone knows about the strikes, right? But you also understand that these strikes have been going on for a long time, and the discontent among workers is long lasting. This is not just among Norfolk Southern, which is the one that had the disaster a couple days ago, but this is with every single rail company: BNSF, Union Pacific, CSX, Canadian National, Canadian Pacific. They're all in this, they're all part of the problem. And who is the one that benefits are the ones, and the ones who benefit tend to be stockholders, people who own the stocks in the company, get the dividends, and these dividends are they're pretty good. I'll be honest. They're really good dividends, right, for the railway stocks. But it's coming at the expense of our economy, the workers, the consumers, and the environment. We've seen what happens with the environment in East Palestine, right? And it's just, it's maddening. It's really maddening. I don't, I just, yeah. I'm in like this mood where all my thoughts are really jumbled because I'm really pissed off and I can't form the words to explain in a coherent manner. You see, I spent way too much time on Twitter reading the dumb shit that came out from this disaster. And not only that, it's the stuff that came out a week later. Like I also found out today as well, but like what the hell? Literally what the fuck? I'm just like, dude, it's not a government conspiracy. You put Can you please use logic and put two and two together? When a company defers safety, defers maintenance, and defers properly treating their workers right, you get hell. Like, can you not add that up? Are you kidding me? How? Yes, it's American problems. It is. And they blame the fucking government. The one time the government has no involvement in this is the time they actually decide to blame them. Like, are you kidding? Are you really that delusional? Or I don't know what they're smoking. I know I keep bringing up the smoking thing, but really, for someone like I look at railways and the railway, industry a lot, and just seeing what people are saying really hurts. There's a lot of people who agree with me, right, on the topic about how we need to fix the rail industry and such, but a lot of them are also saying a lot of dumb shit, and they're also embarrassing themselves. Again, I brought point one from earlier, which were the air brakes, the Civil War air brakes. The ones that people saying, why do we have air brakes from the Civil War? It's a technology from that period, but it works so long as the maintenance is there. If you can maintain your equipment fine, then it works. One of the people who suggested actually what happened is that the tanker cars potentially jumped the rail, which is likely also being maintenance from which is likely also maintenance being deferred from properly making sure your rails are straight. If the rails are warped right, or if they're old, or anything, if the bogey is wrong, if they don't properly maintain that type of shit, it's kind of like, yeah, things are gonna go wrong, and like not just one, two, three, but everything's gonna go wrong some one way or another. And this is basically the result. The worst part is I don't think this country is going to learn. I really don't think this country will learn. We have way how difficult are they to maintain? For rail cars, not that much. Rail cars can last a long time without maintenance, but every so often you still have to make sure that they work, right? And rails also don't really need too much maintenance either. They also cost much less to maintain compared to roads. But the thing is that they have deferred maintenance on this type of equipment for years now. If it's occasionally, you like for a couple months, right? It's like you just in general you just need to have good maintenance, and rails don't take that much. And when it does, you have to replace the tracks, and you have to replace the oh fuck, I'm having a mind blank. I'm feeling really stupid right now. Hold on, hold on. The ties. So you have the wooden ties, right? And you have the steel tracks. That's about as much as you need to change. And if need be, you just have to, relayer the ballast, which is the rocks. Compared to roads where you have to continually do it year after year, you have to worry about potholes and you have to worry about all these other environmental problems because the way that weather works and how weather interacts with the roads. Tracks don't have the same problem because it's rocks, right? And yeah, also I haven't talked. Damn, I haven't really spoken like vocally about this for a while now. I'm really seeing how rusty I am about this shit. Shit. Ah, let me just get some. Mm. The largest thing when it comes to to expenditures that rail lines need to really ensure is honestly labor. That's one of the largest things, and I understand where they're coming from for the need to have longer trains, but there's a certain point where you cannot start deferring safety in the chasing of profit. And this is one of the examples of what happens when you do that. It really is. And I don't know how much more there is to say, to be honest. I'm in the past year or so, to be honest, I've really gotten more into writing, about this type of thing rather than speaking about it verbally. And I will post a common thing, probably like community post on the subject as well. I think that community post I will write will be much more concise, something that you can understand, and something that I think that people can really be able to grasp on, rather than listen to my sickly voice. Yes, I am from China. Originally, like ethnically, I am, but I was born here, I was raised here, and I've lived here all my life. And I've actually never been to China. Okay, one thing I yet to understand is that I've never been to China. Exactly, we do. And one of the reasons, you have a good point, Macbeth. So King Macbeth said that I agree with you, but we really do have a labor problem going on in this country, especially in skilled labor for logistics. You are correct, and there is a major problem not only with skilled labor but also labor retention. As I mentioned before, with the PSR and the way that they treat the labor in the railway industry, a lot of people just don't stay in the industry, and you're losing a lot of people who have experience and knowledge leaving the industry, right? And one of those this is not just with railways, by the way. This is also with trucking. If you know people who do trucking, right? It's a very tough job. I never trucked, but I've seen people who do. I've talked to people who do, and it's just as maddening of a business because it's like you treated like absolute shit. And the only reason why the only reason why the industry's like being is, excuse me, and the only reason why the industry is able to stay alive is because people keep coming into the industry thinking they can make money. I forgot the exact specifics, but we're looking at, I believe, I can't remember the details, but about only 60% annual retention rate for trucking. So we're looking at, about a third to two-thirds of people who enter the trucking business every year leaving. This is lost potential people who can stay and people who actually could be competent in their work, right? And this is also not just people who come in and out within the year, but these are also potentially people who have been in the industry for years now, right? And that's lost experience for not only the company, but for people who can train them. That's like business perspective. That's a bad outlook. That's a bad outlook. Yeah, exactly. Trucking hours are also horrible, and they paid by the mile. So you're also encouraging truckers to be absolute assholes on the road in order to get their money. If you get, yeah, there's also no days off, and you get paid by the mile. You don't get There's no standard pay. You don't get In most cases, truckers are not paid by the hour. They're paid by how many miles they can drive, and that means they're also very very was it they're very very vulnerable to gas change prices, and they're also reliant on their ability to stay like awake in order to drive, which can be very dangerous. If you have a two-man crew, it's doable. You can do it. But in most cases, people are working single-man crews of their own trucks, and this is very dangerous because you're encouraging them to drive longer hours at the risk of their safety in order to make ends meet. This is not the type of life you want to have. And because all, or at least majority of trucking companies are doing this, if you want to truck, you don't have those type of options. You're forced into this same position regardless of which company you work for. And this is again the same thing with the railway industry. A lot of industries tend to have similar traditions, and so if you enjoy that type of work, it's really hard to be able to enter it and to have financial security. No days off, don't even pay for hotels, and if I recall correctly, in some cases, not even the gas, or if they do get paid, it's only to a certain amount, which again is highly based off of the price of the gas, not the amount of gas being used. And in some cases as well, the truck isn't even owned by the person running it. It's leased by the company. So you're not only paying for the gas in the hotel, but you also have to pay for trucks. The ability to just rent the truck. Or if you own the truck, you have to ensure that you maintain the truck. Which means if anything goes wrong with the truck, that's on you, not on the company. The reason why is because it's through contract work. You're contracted by the company, and you're technically independent contractor, which also includes the fact that you probably aren't even getting benefits that you'd usually get because you're a contracted worker. You're not working for the company. You're being, again, contracted. So the likelihood of you getting, healthcare, dental care, days off and such are not secured. In a way, yeah, you can, yeah, exactly, Macbeth. You can think of it as logistical sharecropping. Share trucking, exactly, share trucking. Well, 60,000, right? You have to also consider again what company they work for, if they own the truck, if they lease the truck, and the benefits that they have from the company. So you can get 60,000 base pay, right? But you have to also have to account for all the expenses, well, especially in these certain in industries where it's contract work or it's very reliant on very poor labor practices. You have to more consider the fact of how much they're getting at the end after all the expenses, because you're not in most cases from seeing in these in what they call the estimates of how much these people make, it's not after the expenses. Like again, if you're leasing the truck, own the truck, the all that type of things. So you also take that into account. It's really, for the blood of the economy, we treat them like shit, and it's something that I think we really need to change, and I hope we do, because if we don't get our shit together, then the economy will end up blowing. But it's not going to come from Wall Street. It's not going to come from, the financial markets. It's going to come because we can't get shit together and make sure that the things that we want and need can get to where they should be. Mm. So I think I've unloaded enough for tonight, and I hope you guys, who joined, thank you all for watching, and I hope that you guys take into consideration of any thoughts that you have from today. You can always comment later at the end. I will do my best to try and check comments. Sometimes I know I don't really answer, but for those who do ask questions, hopefully I can get back to you. Yeah, no problem, Macbeth. Anyways, thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. 再见。